Haha, people, what's going on? BPhife here, back at you. Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, PlayStation 4. Now, I want to give you some thoughts, some spoiler-free thoughts. Alright? Some spoiler-free thoughts. There's some things that I want to talk about in this game that I had to stop here and just talk to you about Uncharted 4. Let's take a look around. Let's take a look around. Let's take a look around. Woo! Yeah. That's what I said when I first saw this. I said, whoa. But before we talk about Uncharted 4, and this might be a fairly long video, but I'm going to help you out here because I'm going to tell you that if you don't want to hear, because I have a rant really about the Uncharted series. If you don't want to hear about that, and you want to just hear about the Uncharted 4, go ahead and skip ahead. But I have to explain to people that probably are new to the channel, or maybe just don't even know how I feel about Uncharted 4. I mean, I know there are those of you that do know how I feel about this, and I have really strong feelings about the Uncharted series. It's kind of a love-hate relationship with the series, more hate than love. And let's just go ahead and get to it, but I just wanted to let you guys know you can skip ahead and go over that. But let's talk about 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna lump all of those up together because really, they pretty much were the same game for me. Okay. Now, what I'm about to say is going to be really painful for a lot of you guys. Let's just be clear. It's going to be painful for you. You're going to want to think I'm a troll. You're going to want to think I'm a hater, and you're going to want to comment immediately before you hear the whole video. And feel free to do that. But the deal is this: 1, 2, and 3 suffered major issues for me. Now, but before I do that, I want to tell you how much I actually loved parts of 1, 2, and 3, 4. Graphically, I loved 1, 2, and 3, 4. From a game mechanics, I loved 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3. Execution-wise, I loved it. That's why I played them, because there were so many great things about Uncharted series up to this point that I loved. But there were so many things fighting against those very positives that I just spoke about. One being the pacing of all those games. That was a real big component of my disdain for the series. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the repetition of gun battles, the plot holes in the storyline. Okay, let's talk about the gun battles. The gun battles would be at every you go like this, you do this, you go do like something like this, boom, 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 boom. You come over and boom. See how now I have a change of scenery? Oh, and I would look down there and there would be a whole bunch of fucking military guys on this fucking deserted island that have no reason to be there. That it's like, how the hell and why in the hell is there hundreds of people with fucking like assault rifles and machinery that was like, who the hell would get machinery out on an island like this? But yet in Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, 4, that was likely to happen. And then all of a sudden one of them sees me, and then I have to pull out my gun and try to shoot him. And now it's a fucking 10-minute gun battle. And then I would clear all of these guys out, and then I would move to the next rock over here or something like this, and I would do something like this, and then next thing you know, I look around this corner, you know what I mean, or I do something like this, watch, I'll do something like this here, and there'd be another fucking gun battle. So the pacing was shitty. They would just put in a bunch of fluff for clowns that have ADD that need to be fucking squeezing their trigger every step of the way. So the other thing, plot holes. Well, I kind of touched on it by saying, what would these people be doing out in the middle of nowhere? It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. All of the action Hollywood scenes of where he's, near death, experiences, and all of these overcoming of all this other stuff. We had aliens in some movies. In some of the games, we had just a bunch of unnecessary content that did not fit with what Nathaniel Drake should be a part of. I had major problems with that. It was to the point where, I think when Uncharted 2 came out, when I first got my Twitter account, I don't really use it, but that's when I first opened the Twitter account. I think I got into it with one of the developers on, we had like a little Twitter battle, and he was like, "It's a fucking game." Yeah, he didn't say that, but he said it's a game, because I explained all of this stuff to him. And I said, I'm just disappointed that you guys can't, that you turn this into a Hollywood adventure instead of, exploration, treasure hunters, adventures. Okay. Which leads me to this, another thing that I hated about those series. And these are the big ones. Now I'm pulling out the big boys. By the way, the gun battles, if you look at your statistics, of all those three, if you still have that game, if you still have those games, look at your statistics. If you beat those, you beat over 3,000 people up to this point. Over 3,000 people. This guy right here, Nathaniel Drake, killed 3,000 plus people. Let that sink in. Now, here's the big boys. Here's what I really don't like about the other series. They very rarely gave you environmental challenges. Like, look at this. This is Uncharted 4. If you look at this, I have to get all the way in that distance, and I started from somewhere over there. Where is it? Yeah, I started from somewhere over there. I gotta work my way over there, and it's tough. I gotta think. And the other ones, you went through some ruins, you climbed a couple of rocks, and you went through, to figure some stuff. But it wasn't nowhere near the scale that it is in Uncharted 4. And we're gonna talk about that in a second. So environmental challenges was lackluster in all those series combined. I'm halfway through this game, and I've experienced way more environmental challenges in that 2 times over, in 1, 2, and 3, 2 times over, twofold. And here's the big one. Here's the big one that really bothers me. The first one was a bang bang with the that was something that I really didn't like as well, the gunfights. But this one I don't like. Number 4, and that's puzzles. Lack of puzzles. They rarely gave you any challenges. They rarely. Matter of fact, I can't even remember one in those 3 series. They didn't give you nothing to try to figure out other than, how to climb out of a building or how to climb through a ruin. They didn't give you nothing to think about. All it was just gun battles, maybe a couple of little fights, a couple of cutscenes or whatever to throw in there. But the reality was, whoever was writing the material had nothing to do with the execution of the game. It is just whoever was writing the content, I thought sucked. All right, so that was my biggest issue with 1, 2, and 3, 4, and I personally just that ruins it. It ruins it for me. It ruins the game for me. Those 4 things that I just spoke about ruined all of the positives. But I still continue to play the series because you know why? Because you know what? It has potential. In my eyes, it has potential. And I'm always going to try things. I'm always going to try a game that I think has potential for me to enjoy. All right. Let's move on to Uncharted 4. And as you know, this game looks fucking phenomenal. Now, YouTube's not going to let you appreciate a lot of the sheen and glide. It's going to gleam of the game. It's going to dull it down a little bit. But looking at this game right now, you know, the reflections, the wetness, you know, and this is why I picked this spot, because this is such a breathtaking spot. There was some other breathtaking spots, but I was too involved in the story and the gameplay to stop and appreciate it. But this was just like, this was probably like, this knocked me over the head and made me say, stop the fucking game and do the video. Look at that waterfall. Look at that. I mean, look at these look at these waterfalls, man. Look at these water. Oh my! Look at the water splashing. Look at this. Look at the foliage on the rock. Look at the water down there. Look at the waves. Look at that move. So, as you can tell, Uncharted 4 has got your boy sprung on from just the aesthetic visual. The visuals on this game are look at the scaling of how big this fucking mountain is. I'm sorry that I'm cussing or whatever, and I normally don't, but this game I told you, Uncharted just gets me worked up, whether it's good or bad. Look at the scaling on this. That seems huge. Another thing is, I love this game so far, and I'm halfway through the game, and I'll tell you why. Because they cut down and they redesigned the pacing of the game. No more of this bullshit fucking every 500 yards 10-minute gun battles. And you know how long those games are. You know how long those previous, they're long. And if you really look at, like, if you broke it down, like all of the chapters and stuff, how many gun battles in there, you're literally like probably like 70% of the fucking, you know, games of each game is you shooting a gun. This is a treasure hunter. This is Nathaniel Drake. He's supposed to find secret, quote unquote, ancient treasures that's been hidden for years. They're supposed to be shooting armies of people with rocket launchers and tanks and armor. You know what I'm saying? That's not supposed to happen. I mean, it can, but it's not supposed to happen. So in this game, I like that they tone that down, man. Now, as of recently, I have been experiencing some more. It has been revealing itself some more, you know, these gun battles. I have been in more gun battles, but in the very beginning, you know, maybe just two or three chapters prior to this, the pacing of the game is that of a treasure hunter, is that of a person that is supposed to find secret treasure. Okay? So I love that. They changed the pacing on this. Another thing that I love is they have puzzles in this game up the wazoo. There's more puzzles in this game than there was ever in any of the Uncharted series, man. And that's important to me. For me to play this game, that's important. Because you know why? Because there's secret treasures. When you're done figuring out these secrets, you feel accomplished. You feel accomplished. You feel like when you get to this treasure, you got to the treasure. Not the game led you to the treasure. That's what Uncharted 4 is doing for me right now. I'm finding the treasure. I'm the one finding the treasure. Not I follow this path, this highlighted path to a treasure. That's the difference. I gotta bring this up real quick. This is kind of random. I just thought about this because everything is freestyle right now. But I was watching a YouTube. This is part of the rant. I should have put this in the rant section, but I just thought about it right now. Part of this, there was a YouTuber, man, that actually played this game. He beat it. And he was like, oh, I love Uncharted 4, and you know, and it's great and everything. But I didn't like the pacing. I didn't like the pacing of certain spots. But all you would do was just walk through certain things. You couldn't shoot nothing. You just walk through it, and all you could do is look at things. I wish they take out stuff like that. That was it, you know. And there are some scenes in Uncharted 4 where, hey, you're there to intake the environment. You're there to, you know, to appreciate certain things about the adventure. And if you cut those out, you're cutting out part of the adventure. There's a marketplace where, you know, you just walk through and you know, you see a couple of things and, you know, you can appreciate, you can interact. That's awesome. To cut that out is to cut out, you know, part of the adventure, man. But this YouTuber, and he's, you know, he's got a little clout. He can influence some people, you know. And if you get enough people agreeing, and Naughty Dog, you know, sees, oh, disgruntled people or whatever the case may be, you know, oh, okay, we'll take that out. And, okay, next time we'll just make it so that you shoot your way through the market. How's that? Yeah, that's what I want. You know, and that's the problem, and that's my frustration, because anyway, we'll save that for a different topic. But developers get put in positions where, you know, they really want to make money, so they have to do things to sell things. So, you know, a lot of times, you know, the stuff that really should be in the game, they have to think of it a different way and do it a different way. But anyway, you know, I just need to let you know, this game so far is amazing. I can't wait to scale and get to my destination over there. I'm not sure why I'm going over there. It's not clear, but the point is, I know I'm supposed to go over there. But this game is truly, you know, a next-gen game, in my opinion, so far. I mean, no, I can't take that away. It is a next-gen game. I just hope that the content continues to wow me. There's mechanics in this game that I really, really, really like. You know, I can't tell it to you because I don't want to ruin it, because pretty much Uncharted 4 is just a single-player game. I know there's multiplayer in there, but multiplayer's boring. You know, I mean, I'm sorry. That's my opinion. I think it's boring as hell. But if you like it, doesn't mean that I don't like you, or it doesn't mean we can't, you know, that you can't be cool. It just means that you like something else that I don't like, you know. But yeah, I had to stop here. I had to break that off. But I just wanted to holler at you guys, man. Let you know that Uncharted 4, if you haven't played this game yet, then, you know, I don't really know what to tell. I don't know what to tell you, man. But I have to be honest with you. I have to be completely honest with you, because of my disdain for 1, 2, and 3, or 4. This game is pre-owned. I bought this pre-owned, so I do have 3 or 4 more days to enjoy this and return it if I want to. So if I beat it in that time, you know where it's headed. It's headed right back to the store. But because that's all it will be to me, is just a single player game. But anyway, this is your boy BPhife here, man. Hey, I know you're hot. I know, you know, you might be happy because, you know, I really love this game. But whatever it is that you, you know, whatever it is, I hope that this video helped you figure out whether you're gonna play the game, whether you're not gonna play the game, or whatever. Or maybe you know a little bit more about your boy. But anyway, I'm out. You know, subscribe, do all that. Dislike. I know I'm gonna see the dislikes. I ain't gotta ask you. I know I'm gonna see the dislikes. But I'm out, fellas. Oh, let me leave you with this. I'm glad. Ooh, check this out. So come out here, Nathan. Come out here. Let me show you something. Oh. So look, Nathan has a flashlight. Nathan has a flashlight on his persons, right? I'm pressing the buttons. Look, I'm pressing the buttons. He can. Oh yeah. Look, he can use that. Come on, turn around, Nathan. I can use this, right? But I can't use the flashlight. Now, let me prove this to you real quick. So you go in here, go to options, view controls. Show me where it says use your flashlight. Like, what the fuck? Why can't I use my flashlight, man? Come on, son. This is ridiculous. Are you kidding me? Look, and here's would be a place that I would need it. I mean, you know, yeah, sure, it's open right there, but I mean, what if there's, what if I want to look around and appreciate the inside of this cave? And the other Uncharted, you could do it. The other one, look at it, you can't even see Nathan. You can see the outline of him. It's ridiculous.
But anyway, you know, just that's just a little gripe, nothing major. But I just wanted to point that out to you. You know, I'm glad because I was running through here and I got pissed off last time because I was trying to see it, and I'm like, damn, what the fuck is supposed to, how do you use my flashlight? I got a flashlight, right? Yeah, I got a flashlight. Well, why the hell can't I use it? It's your boy BPhife.